All right, first and foremost, I want to give all the honors and the praises and the glory. You know belongs to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? Right. And shalom to the hopeful elect that are across the globe. Salakia, forgot to say, and the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Son's name is Yahweh Shai, and who I reverence and honor to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, very, very, very few brothers and sisters listening and learning. Just some thoughts, right? Man, when you wake up to this truth, let me tell you something. You really, 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 really see the evil, right? See, you may have seen it, right? No, but I'm talking about you really, really, really see the evil which happens within society, right? And whether you want to call it masonry, the hierarchy, the pyramid, bro, wickedness is rampant. And that's why Yahweh is speeding up the days for the elect's sake, because the things I'm seeing, the things that people are doing, bro, is wicked, right? You know, when we think of crime or someone wicked, the first thing you may think of is a gang that's wearing red and blue and the Crips. No. Your everyday citizen partakes in criminality, right? Why? Because they keep their mouth shut, because they don't want to be, singled out or looked at a certain way. So guess what? They join the gang. Now, what do I mean when I say join the gang? A group, an organization, a so-called brotherhood, out of fear of being isolated or targeted. And they keep their mouth shut. Why? Because they don't want no trouble. So this is how society is going. So they want slaves, right? They want slaves within this pyramid scheme, and they want slaves to keep other slaves in check. In the scriptures, it was known as what? Taskmasters, right? And this is just a spiritual rant. Right? But just so much things I've been seeing, so much things that have been happening, right? You better get out of these organizations, get out of these groups, get out of these lodges, get out of these Masonic fraternities, because it ain't gonna lead you to salvation. Because the people that are joining these, they're the ones perpetrating evil, wickedness. They're the ones doing it. Why? Because they have handlers. Remember, they get told what to do. So if the lodge, the leader of the lodge says, you have to do this, they have to do it. Because they gave themselves over to that, to believe a lie. They could, everything that's going on, you know, when you hear things in the news, madness going on. These would be the same people saying, oh, that's so bad, getting angry. They consent to it. They keep their mouth shut. But the thing is, now when we teach this truth, they have a problem. Now, do you see why Yahushua is going to judge them so harsh? Right? Now, do you see why? Right? Because the hypocrisy, right? That double standard. And they may think, well, we have the backing of the police and that. Bro, you don't have the backing, right? Your handlers don't respect you, right? And the ones who put you up to all this, they don't respect you, right? Because you don't stand for anything, right? Oh, no. They do stand. They stand for wickedness, right? They're Satanists. That's what they are, right? They're Satanists. Let's grab some scriptures. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 33. And bro, you're not going to stop this word. By the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you will not stop this word at all. This word's going to continue to go out. Lord willing, I like to use that word. I'm going to continue to push this word out. Continue. Don't be distracted, bro. It's all about having you distracted, not focusing. That's what it's all about. And mind games and psychology, they've been told to do that. They've been told to do that. right? So just know that most people that are sent around you, they were sent, right? Most people that have these conversations, they were told to say a particular thing, right? Because they believe in falsehoods. They're not living in reality. And the reality is the scriptures. The reality is prophecy. The reality is there's going to be martial law. And you know, wait, man, I'm getting excited just thinking about it. That martial law, guess what? When martial law really goes down in Jacob's trouble, which is mentioned in Matthew 24, quickly go to that Baba Kasha. Remember, this is just a spiritual rant, like various topics. Quickly go to Matthew 24. Wait, it's going to be beautiful. Right? And I want Trump back in office. I want him back in office. Right? Let's go to Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall there be great tribulation, not since the beginning of the world, and the time shall be. So we know there's going to be great tribulation. Now this is a reality which people don't want to deal with. Right? Going to be tribulation. Great tribulation. And part of that is martial law, rioting. And it's going to be beautiful because nobody's going to be able to spy on each other. You're not going to have none of that. You're not going to have the so-called gangs. You're not going to have none of that going on. You're not going to be able to fly drones over people's heads. See what they do. You're not going to have no time for that. It's going to be survivors of the fittest. And the only ones that are going to survive are those that have faith. So I want this to come. Some people say, well, why would you want that? Because the sooner the better. Right? This program is getting exposed. So many things are getting it. This program is getting exposed at 100%. When you start finding out that so much people were in on it, right? And you don't have to join a fraternity or brotherhood to thrive in this society. Like I said, most people do that because they're insecure. They want to feel like they're a part of something or out of fear. Right? So let's go to Ecclesiastes 33 and 14. Good is set against evil and life against death. So that's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. Right? So when these things are happening, we know, yeah, it's good set against evil and what? Life against death. That's the condition of the battle. And Masons are taught to make enemies. They're taught to make enemies with those that are on the right-hand side. That's what they're taught. If you don't have an enemy, make one. I don't know what, you made an enemy, all right? But now the Lord's going to destroy your ass. And who knows what's happening to the people that come up against those that teach us truth. I believe the Lord's plaguing them. The Lord's making their life a misery. Right? I believe all types of things are happening to them. But then they're not going to tell you that. And so is godly. And bro, you want to be careful as well, because the Lord could just have it where you get into a car crash. Right? You want to be a smart ass. Let me just speed down the road. And the Lord can have you get in a car crash. Your car's all mangled. Your face is all mangled in that car crash. Right? These things happen. Right? I've got plenty of stories that people that came up against me personally and they got judged. If it wasn't a day, probably a week after. So is the godly against the sinner. So if you choose to live godly, what's going to happen? You're going to have an opposing force, a sinner. And the sinner against the godly. So this is the condition of the battle. And the sinner against... When you woke up to this truth, that's what was going to happen. Alright? I'm not saying there's people that join Masonry and they do it out of some. They do it out of a good heart. Right? But they never really knew what it was about. So I'm not directing this lesson to them. It's directed to those that know but should know better. But they choose to do evilness. Right? They choose to do evil. Right? Okay? And pay no attention to that. All that noise, guess what? Guess where that's coming from? when you hear that noise, which I don't really feed into it, but you know that ain't godly. You know, when you see all the vehicles and all that, you know that's not godly. That's not godly. You know where that's coming from, right? And I've seen different brothers and watched different videos. You know where that's coming from, right? Oh yeah, that's coming from the left-hand side. This is why you got to be spiritual. This is why you got to be spiritual. Now, the Heavenly Father's in control of everything. But in terms of the vehicles and everything that's directed to, you know that's coming from the left-hand side. Why is it happening? That's the answer. Why is it happening? I have the answer, right? Go to Isaiah. I have the answer. Wait, this is getting real. If your faith ain't firm, you better start getting firm in your faith and what you really believe. Because if you don't, you're going to get, Satan's going to have his way with you. Isaiah 59. All right? And that's another thing. I'm not letting the enemy dictate my pace. And guess what? If I want to sit down for an hour, 2 hours, I'll sit down for 2 or 1 hour just reading the scriptures. If Yahweh Shai wants me to do that. The enemy ain't going to dictate the pace. These people think they're God. These people think they can dictate your life. It's not going to work. And that's why they need to amp up, the frequencies, the campaigns, and all that stuff. So when that does happen, brothers, just know that you're doing the right thing. Right? So lucky if I sound blocked up. But when that happens, when everything starts to amp up, you're doing the right thing. Remember, this is about control. It's about control. Right? But I've got something, Isaiah 59. Right? And 15, yeah, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. So you become a prey because you departed from evil. And the Lord Yahushua saw it. He's in the heavens right now watching. And it displeased him that there was no judgment. Because he's still in the heavens. He can't come down straight away. But Yahushua sees what we're going through. You're not alone. Because sometimes we can think, the Heavenly Father, he's not seeing. No, he's seeing everything. He's seeing everything. Okay? And this is just a condition of the battle. Right? The enemy ain't dictating the pace. Don't let no one get you out of character. Right? The devil's going to try every tactic in the book. If he can't tempt you with the old sins of your past, the things you were doing from the past, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to get pissed off. Because the things that did work, when you first came, your vices, sin patterns. When you repent, you start breaking off particular sin patterns. So now the devil gets angry and says, now what can I use against him? I'm going to use the family. Or what, his family, they're Masons, they're part of their cult. Oh, they're minds. I'm going to use them. And that's why this devil tries to keep you away from mere family members, and because he knows, remember, this devil's scared. The devil's like, well, that's a member of the elect. He's around his family. What's he speaking to his family about? So this is how people are. They're threatened. Because we have this word. We have the anointing of Yahweh Shai. So they need to try to isolate you and get you away from. But it's all according to Yahweh Shai. His will. Fret not. Remember, this is a battle against good and evil. I want to go back to Ecclesiastes 33 and 15. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. What do they call that? Duality. It's called duality. You need up to have down. You need left to have right. You need hot. You need cold. Right? You need left. You need right. It's called duality. So the Lord's able to balance things out. Right? And he always balances out the equation. Alright? Come on now. Come on. Always remember he's in control. Always. Right? And I want to say this as well. because it's a couple of individuals that have told me, came up to me, right, in the street and said, don't mention it too much. They've even said to me, look, we know about the gang stalking and the perps and so forth. These are grown men that have came up to me and said it. But a couple of them said, don't talk about it too much and so forth. Now, I don't agree with that. And at first I said, you know what, I'm not going to talk about it too much. But no, it does need to be talked about because it's spiritual warfare. And when you expose this program of what's going on, I notice the demons get more pissed off. So that means you're doing something right. You have to expose it. But two individuals said, nah, don't mention it too much and they're going to think you're nuts. And no, mention it. Right? We're not supposed to hide wickedness. Like Esau, what does he say? When you're on public transport, you see something, see it, say it. I forgot how it goes. What? See it, say it, report it, or whatever. That's all fucking hypocrisy. See it, say it, report it. So we're supposed to do the same thing. We're supposed to do the same thing on the right hand side. You don't hide. You speak against it. You speak against wickedness, and that's what's happening. Then you find out, yes, this thing is systematic as well. Because the God of this world, let's go to Thessalonians. I don't want to do too much talking. Hold on just a minute. Bro, it's a miracle. Yahushua, he's great. Because without Yahushua, I couldn't get through most of these things. And yes, you have certain secret admirers, because guess what? When they were presented with the same situation, they froze up. Right? Yeah, they froze up and they took whatever deal that was offered to them. Right? All you needed to do was just say no. That's all. That's all you needed to do was just say no. Right? But they didn't. And they took whatever deal Satan gave to them out of fear. I'm testament. No, not just me. There's many people that are testament. You don't need to take that route. Right? You don't need to sell out. Right? You froze up. You couldn't do the sacrifice. Right? You didn't have the guts. Right? Now you envious at me. Because you sold your soul. Yeah, right. You may have a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Jaguar, BMW. But you still getting told what to do, what to wear, right? Okay. Well, I'm not. Now you may look at me and say, well, shit, well, I wouldn't want to be in your situation. No, I feel it's better off. It's better off. Because yeah, you're gonna be targeted, but there's freedom in Yahushua. Right? Now, the ones that are doing the targeting, guess what? They're also targeted because they have handlers. They have handlers. Now, what's the difference? It's the difference that you have not conformed to the ways of society, which is masonry, right? So that's why you're a high target. And because you're not easily, now there's particular things that people tell me to do and I do it. Right, so don't think, oh, I'm this all powerful, but the elect are harder to be manipulated. Right? If I'm wearing light blue today, I'm wearing a light blue jumper because I chose to wear a light blue jumper. Yahushua put the spirit on me to wear this light blue jumper, not because someone told me to put on that color. Can you see what society has come to now? This is bad. This is terrible. And I'm doing this lesson to wake your ass up and let you know what's happening. These people are being manipulated to do evil. Go to 2 Corinthians 4. Right? Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we receive mercy, we faint not. A bit of encouragement now. Let's not faint. I ain't gonna lie to you. bro, there's times where it's you have harder days than others, but Yahushua gets us through it. So let's not faint. Come on now, come on. But have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty. So we renounce dishonesty. I renounce all generational curses. I renounce all generational curses. I renounce all witchcraft. I bind every witch, every warlock, any witch right now, any witch that's watching this video, listening to this video, any monitoring spirit, blind them in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I blind them, right? Put them to confusion, scatter them in due time. Yahushai, scatter any demonic monitoring spirit. So we renounce all these things, right? Renounce the hidden things, even the things that we were doing. You got to ask for forgiveness, because sometimes as well, some of the things that are happening, because they call it, what do they call it? Karmic debt. So make sure we're praying to Yahushua for mercy and for forgiveness, because we also mess up as well, right? I just hope this lesson is edifying. The hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitful. So we can't be walking in craftiness when you have this word. You're even in more danger, because now you know the truth. Right? But by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. So this gospel, guess what is hid? Most so-called Christians don't understand this. It's hid to them. Yeah, you got the same people calling themselves Christians, but they don't understand the Messiah. They don't understand him. Right? And it says, Baba Kasha, check this out. In whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. It talks about the God of this world. Who's that? Satan. Right? The chief commander of this world, right? Who these dumbasses, these Masons are taking orders of. This has blinded their minds. No wonder why they're doing reprobate things, which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them. But it's not going to shine unto them, because they've been blinded by Satan himself, right? So the God of this world is Satan. So therefore, the Masons and those within certain positions, right, they've been blinded. So all they can do, all they know is evil. They don't know how to do the right thing, right? And you know what I was pondering upon? It's funny how these people would try to police you, or try to enforce, some type of strategy to get you to comply or conform, or try to scare you or whatever. But you got to think about this logically now. These are the same people that are complying to anything. These are the same people that are getting told what to wear, and what you're supposed to follow them. You're supposed to listen to them. No, and that's what, bro. That's why you got to think spiritually. You got to think spiritually. Right? In other words, they're zombies. That's what they are. They're zombies. Right? Walking up and down. Right? And they don't really care about what's going on, as long as it doesn't affect them. That's why they target people. As long as it doesn't affect them. Or what? I need to target this person. What? So you can get off my back. Okay, then I'll do it. Now are you seeing the level of madness that's going on within society? But these people, they will try to call you sick. They will call you mad for you standing up for righteousness. So we went to that. Yeah, the God of this world has blinded the minds of those that don't believe. So when I see this person, this is why this person's doing that. This is why that person's doing that. I could filter it through the scriptures easily. Right? No, you're going to be surprised, man. The Lord, when you wake up to this truth, he removes that veil from your eyes. It's like, oh my gosh. So you mean to tell me all this was happening and I didn't really see it? If I did see it, it was in little tidbits. It's like they were feeding you little bits of it, because we talk about targeting and all that stuff, bro. That if you're of the elect, that was always happening. That it was always happening, but it was just it was in little tidbits. It was in little pieces of it, right? Because it was like they knew you were gonna wake up. They knew, they knew you were gonna wake up. And when you wake up, I always say this. I believe, yes, the devil knows that, right? He gets notified. So if Satan gets notified, well, what do you think Satan does upon earth? He notifies what? These witches, these warlocks, and these masons. They get notified, right? And you become a threat to the kingdom of darkness. This is what happens. I've heard people say, oh no, you're no threat, you're no threat. Yes, I am to the kingdom of darkness, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't need to be watched 24/7. Right? Okay. And yeah, they can see when you're moving about in your premises. That's why wherever you go within your premises, they will have someone, say you're at the back door. They have someone at the back door use a lawnmower. Right? Say you're at the front. They have someone walk past with their high heels, a slut walk past with her high heels, walking up and down, so you can hear it. Right? What else? Say you're in a field, they have mopeds going in the field. Because you're a threat, bro. That don't just get done for no reason. There's several reasons. They're trying to keep you in the matrix. They don't want you to realize your power. And it's a distraction. You have to look at the sides. But I can see what you're doing, Satan. I can see what you're doing. Right? You got to be circumspect. Seeing that you walk circumspect, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time for the days of what? Evil. These are all tactics to get you discouraged. Another tactic. I'm giving you all the tactics that they're using. Another tactic. Say you go to... Alright. Say if I was to leave right now, go to the field or park or wherever. They have people outside the park. And they would have them walking. And they would stop. They would have some of them there until you're finished. Right? Some of them would get on the phone. Right? Some of them would be at every entrance when you leave. Right? So when you see them, what's that thought in your head? What are they trying to get you to think? This is where you got to be wise. What are they trying to get you to think? That they know everything. That's what they're trying to get you to think. That they're all knowing. Bro, they're not all knowing. Right? It's magic with an element. Yeah, it's black magic with an element of technology in it. They're getting told what to do on phones. Oh, he's passing through. Stand there. Walk slower. Speed up. Right? That's what's going on. They don't know everything. Because if they knew everything, then they would need to follow you. They would need to ask you questions. Oh, what's your name? You live around here? Are you doing this? They wouldn't need to do all that. Right? Because the devil, we know the devil is not, what's the word? Omnipresent. He can't be everywhere at once. And that's why Satan has a kingdom. And that's why he has something called foot soldiers. Right? That do his bidding. So they're called gatekeepers. So these are gatekeepers of darkness. And they gather intel back to the enemy. That's what's going on. Right? So the reason why I'm saying this is, if you want to go out, example, if you might like nature. If you want to go out 3 times a day to the same spot in the wilderness or a field or a park, you go. Now, they're going to have people that are going to go there and say, you may have them kissing their teeth or... Bro, these are all tactics to discourage you, to have you thinking now, maybe it's just a vicious cycle. No, it's not. You're teaching the word of the Lord, Yahawashi. Are you going to fall for these tactics? Because if you fall for these tactics, that means you're a fool. You're falling for their witchcraft. Right? Say if I was to go to the same place. Say if I'm teaching. And I go to the same place 3 times. So what? right? The word's getting taught. That's the word's getting taught, right? So what they're doing, you know, that's some magic. That's magic that they're trying to work. It's witchcraft, right? And you got to switch it round upon them, switch it back upon them, because all right, you're teaching the word, but what are they doing? They have to follow you. So, do you know what I see them as? I see them as fucking useless. Because anybody in their right mind are going to say, I'm not doing that. I've got other things to do except to monitor this individual. So that's how you know they're effing useless. Because someone in their right mind says, I'm not doing that. I've got my own life to live. That's how you know they're not about nothing. But this is what society, this is what's happening now. Right? And now I see all these things. It does make me wonder, well, how long has this been going on for? How long has this been going on? It's been going on for a long time. You just never clocked onto it. Right? I've chatted to certain brothers when I first woke up to this truth. Them conversations. And you're chatting to brothers like, bro, like, do you think there's someone following you? Bro, yeah, that was happening. I've chatted to, I'm not going to mention the brother's name, that individual I was once labouring with. I told him, yeah, this happens when you wake up. It happens. Alright? It's done been happening. Have you ever went golf? You know, you may be going golf with your family. You got people jumping in and out of the bushes. Now it's all flipping making sense. To the average individual, they say, mate, you sound this a bit of malarkey. Now it's making sense. Right? It's been happening since the beginning of times. Right? So yeah, it's now you've woken up. Now you were able to see, oh shit. What, there was a police car outside my house. There was a police car that went directly opposite, the neighbors opposite me was going into their house. Bro, all these things were happening. There was a police car with the police van with the camera directly. Bro, yeah, they were watching you. Oh, you're just when you moved into a new house, or your neighbors so happened to move in. Bro, yeah, they will assign. That happens as well. If you move into a new place, sometimes they will assign agents to move right next to you. All these things happen. So it's making sense now. It's making a lot of sense. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many other things I can tell you, bro. The rabbit hole goes deep. When you wake up, the rabbit hole goes deep. Right? Yeah, these things were happening. Now, what are you gonna do? Complain about it? You're gonna curl up into a ball. Right? You still have to operate within this world. But now you've woken up. Now you know what it is. Right? It's Satan and his minions. Some of them don't know what they're doing. I would say no, most of them do know what they're doing, but they just keep silent about it. So, you know, with the whole targeting or whatever you want to call it, most people know about it because they're in on it. They're a part of it. Yes, your shopkeepers, right? Your shopkeepers, your post office, your Royal Mail, even at the Royal Mailman kind of switch up, right? It just shows you how manipulated these people are. Your recycling, your dustbin men, you watch out for that as well. Watch out for certain things you put in the dustbin. Because these dustbin men, they will also be told, take this out, do that. You know, all types of shit's going on. Right? It's systematic. Don't you understand? And who runs the system? Satan. Then who below? The elites. Then who below that? The chief, the chief, what do you call it? The chief, there's another word for it. The priestess, the high priestess, and, you know, so forth. Right? So that's what's coming against you if you did not sell out. Okay? They're all involved. But their whole thing is to act like they don't know. Oh, they know what's going on. Okay? but they keep their mouth shut because it's a part of what a big gain to them. And they don't realize they're ruining people's lives. See, me, I'm blessed to have the scriptures because I can lean back on that. But some people don't know how to deal with it. And that's why when I look on the news and this teenage lady, she committed suicide. Why did she commit suicide? Why? Was it really because of the lockdowns? Or was there more to it? There's much more to this. So now when I see this and see what people are doing, now you can see why people have nervous breakdowns, go into crime. And they were once on the right path, but they veered off that path because what these people are doing. Alright? It's real spiritual, man. Pick a pill, Neo. The red pill or the blue pill. Right? But don't fret over these things that are happening. A few more scriptures we're going to shut off. Right? This is Proverbs 29. And 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So the wicked are in authority, so the people are what? They're not rejoicing. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. Jump straight to verse 16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth. You ever wonder why transgression is increasing? Because the wicked are in rulership. But the righteous shall see their fall. But the righteous shall see their fall. Whew. Right? So there's a lot of wickedness going on. But it says the righteous were going to see their fall. So what do we have to do? Continue to have integrity. Right? Do the right thing to the best of our ability, even though we may slip sometimes. And watch Yahweh Shai. Get busy. Right? And don't join these people that want to do evil. Don't join them. Right? Do not join them. Right? Is there anything else? Baba Kashar, excuse me just a minute. Oh yeah, and another thing. Make sure you're make sure you're putting up them prayers. Make sure you're putting up them prayers, man. Right? Constantly. Because another thing, yeah, your food, the food that you're eating, flipping out. You ever seen someone, they may follow you into a store? That's happening as well. They follow you into a store to see what you're buying. Right? So why are they following you into a store to see what you're buying? Huh? They follow you into the store to see what you're buying so they can put a curse on that particular object that you're buying. Right? That's what they're doing. Right? You may have a black witch, a dirty witch. Right? They're looking at the food that you're buying and they try to put a curse upon that. Pray over your food, man. Right? And pray over your household. I may do that as well later on. Right? Bro, anoint your household. Barak, Barak, Yahweh Shai, Barak, 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 Barak. Barak, this household. What does house mean in the Hebrew? Bayath. Anoint your household because there's demons as well. That may try to, well, they do try astral projection. Right? They try to astral project. Okay? Into your households. So how are they able to see in your household they can astral project? Yeah. What's astral projection? When someone leaves their body, they call it an outer experience when they leave their body and they can have their body in a particular location. But you know what we're going to do for that? Yahweh Shai. I break every astral projection spirit, break it, disconnect it, sever that wire, Yahweh Shai. Sever that wire, break it, completely disconnect it. And when you do that, guess what happens to a lot of people? They end up dying because their spirit doesn't return back to their body. So if you break it, bro, there's been cases. Now, I don't get involved in all astral projection, all that madness. But this is what goes on within society. So there is people that can project themselves into your household and see what you have, see what you do. Astral projection is a real thing. I was watching something called John Ramirez, and he even mentioned it. He used to do that as well, astral project. himself into a particular location. And that's all left-handed sided magic. Right? We don't need to do that because we're operating on a higher frequency. Right? So make sure you're staying prayed up as well. Excuse me just a minute. See if I can find something for this. You understand? This is spiritual warfare. 24/7, man. Right? And yeah, it's a bit of a thing. If a witch or witches have access to your household, you better be praying. Different brothers have different scenarios. If a witch has access to your household, you better be praying, because that means you're trying to gain access to you. All right? Yahweh Shai, break every monitoring spirit, confuse them, put them to confusion, plague them, bring judgment upon them. Right? Harak Yahweh Shai, to every monitoring demonic network, every demonic spirit that's watching me. Right? Yeah, I speak. See, you got to confront that spirit in the name of Yahweh Shai. Right? Okay? Blind them, scatter them. Right? Every demonic meeting that's concerning you, that's concerning the elect, Yahweh Shai, bring it to naught. Bring it to naught. Scatter it. Bring them to confusion. Just speak these words over our lives, man. And over the enemy. Excuse me just a minute, Baba Kasha. I'm passionate about this. Right? And this Ecclesiastes 36. Right? And 6, show new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify their hand and their right arm. I wasn't even looking for this. Right? But they may set forth their wondrous work. So we want Yahweh Shai to do that. We're going to shut off soon because I wasn't even looking to do a 40. It's nearly 40 minutes into the lesson. Right? Check this out. Raise up indignation, anger, righteous anger. Pour out that wrath. Take away the adversary. Bro, we have adversaries, man. And it's many. Remember, we started off in the premise that, remember, this thing is systematic. So, knowing that your average, even your shopkeeper, your local, go to Sainsbury's, your shopkeeper that you used to be so-called alright with until you find out that woman was a demon, right? And so forth. Yeah, enemy, right? Certain, not all construction workers, you find out they're a part of it, construction workers, because really, what do construction workers do? They build up this society, the matrix. You find out they're involved, right? Like I said, you find out other people. So what do you have to do? You have to send what? Prayers up. You have to do that, bro. There's no other way. Right? You're not going to get through this through your own might. Okay, many people have tried. They didn't make it. Right? And destroy the enemy. Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha. I got a note with it. I think it's upstairs. And destroy the enemy. Abad. In the Hebrew. Learn that Hebrew, man. Abad. I think it's Abad. Baba Kasha. The enemy. Enemies what? Ayabya. Abad Ayabya. Yahabasha Abad Ayabya. Right? Make the time short. And in Yahabasha, speeding up the time. Remember the covenant. Let them declare that wondrous what? Wonderful works. Okay. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let them perish that oppress the people. Smite in asunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen. Hey, bro, this is powerful prayers. So even the heads of the heathen, right? They're going to be smited. All these world leaders that gather up for meetings against the elect. Right? You do know the world leaders, they gather up and they have seances. Right? In August, what are you going to have? What do they call it? Augury. If I'm saying it right. August, what happens? You have auguries, right? Where they all gather. And that word augury, man, I don't have my laptop with me. But what does it go into? Right? Certain seances, and it also goes into birds, when birds gather. I don't know the proper meaning for it. But when they gather and have what meetings? Seances. Right? A lot of that happens in August. That's why you get a lot of laws, new laws that come in within what? August. Right? And you had what? Saint Augustine. That was our people. He was a witch. Right? So there's even meaning to these words. You got to go into words. Right? Augury, that's it, is a summoning of demons. Right? When someone gets sworn in. Okay? All that's demonic. Okay? And it says, smite the sunder in the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other but we. So they're proud. They're very proud. Gather all the tribes of Israel together and inherit them as from the beginning. O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by their name, and upon Israel, whom thou hast named thy firstborn. O be merciful unto Jerusalem, the holy city, the place of thy rest. Right? Fill Zion with thy unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory. Give testimony unto those that has possessed from the beginning, and raise up the prophets which have been in thy name. See, now there's a difference between possession. Now, there's righteous possession. The prophets, they were righteously possessed on the right hand side by Yahweh, by Yahweh Shai. That's a righteous possession. Sometimes, you know, when we're doing these videos, when we're sometimes it seems like we're possessed. Yeah, it's like a type of trance state, but we're possessed on the right hand side. Then there's that possession on the left hand side, all right, where these people have unclean spirits all jumping in and out of them. Okay, which we don't want. Lying spirits. So the prophets, they were possessed on the right hand side. Okay. And reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. Like I said, I'm not going to mention no names. There's an apartment, you call it apartment flats, not too far from me. I've walked on the right side of this house. And you have Esau that's hired basically a witch doctor, yeah, so-called Nigerians, right, to live where I am. A few of them, not one, a few of them, right? They have their children walk in and out of the apartment, right? They do little seances, they're doing all types of shit, but that has no power against Yahweh Shai, right? And they're also communicating with other people as well, lying, right? But you know what I do? I put prayers upon them. Right? I cover myself with the blood of Yahweh Shai. Right? So this thing is real. I can't speak for every brother because every brother has a different lot. But this is what they're doing. They even have witches moving in. And you notice how it's easy to clock. Because you know when you leave the house and you may go to the highways and byways, they're not there, they're out. And as soon as you come back, they're in. That's how you're able to clock it. That's how you're able to clock who's doing what. That's why the scripture says, be sober. Sometimes you have to sit back. Instead of panicking, sit back. Who leaves the house when you leave the house? When you get back, who gets back? Who jumps out of the car? Right? Who's going into... You need to clock onto these things. What vans park outside? Right? What is it? Is it a silver Ford Fiesta? Is it a Mini? You need to clock onto things. Right? You need to clock onto things, and if you know where it's coming from, that's a plus. That's a plus. Now you can attack the enemy. Right? The enemy, which is the devil, and that person that the devil is using. Right? And bind that spirit of witchcraft. Right? Because what did Yahweh Shai do? Go to Matthews. We're going to shut off soon. Right? And now is it harsh? No. Because at the end of the day, as a man of Lord, you got to do what you got to do to protect your anointing. You gotta do what you gotta do. What you gotta do to protect. So is it harsh? Now, if you have a woman, right, a wicked ass fucking woman that's doing judge black magic, we don't know. She may have been hired because people remember. There's people that hire and pay these people to do these things, right? So some of them get paid, but guess what happens when you rebuke it? That spirit has no choice but to be returned back to its sender. So again, any black magic in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, the black magic that's been sent my way, return it back to its what? Sender. And when you do that, guess what happens? A lot of the time, it gets returned back to its not just the sender, but the person that hired that person to do that. And they get jacked up. This is how it works. They get punished. Right? I'm telling you, this is how the spiritual warfare works. Right? I tie it up, whatever Yahushua, whatever evil's been sent my way, I tie it up, I bind it, I cut it off, return it back to its sender. This is Matthew 10. And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power. Right? Power. Against unclean spirits. This is why the perspective, they need, in order for this to work, they need to try to change your perspective that you don't have that power. Please don't fall for that trick. Please don't. Now you may be you're walking, and you see a Nigerian couple and they're smiling in your face. They're smiling. Right? Remember, it's psychological. They're smiling because they want you to think what they're doing is it's not working. Right? Okay? It's not working. Right? How's an unclean... Here it is, you have an anointing. How's an unclean spirit going to overtake someone that has an anointing? That doesn't make no sense. That doesn't make no sense at all. Right? Now, when the Messiah was on the scene, was he being overtaken by unclean spirits? No way. No way. He had charge over them. Right? And there's particular things as well when you may come out of your household, and as soon as you leave the household, you will see a witch about 50 meters apart from where you just left the household, and they're walking straight towards you. And it's like, well, how did they get that timing? Bro, because they have devices planted around your household. That's how they were able to time it. That's how they were able to time it. And through astral projection. That's how they're able to time it. Right? Oh, he's just getting dressed. He just got the scooter outside. Would you leave just now? So when he leaves, he sees you. Right? Bro, they have devices as well. So I'm giving you everything you need to know about what's going on. Right? And yeah, there's an element of witchcraft as well, because witches can see into the spiritual realm as well. Okay? But they're being lied to. That's the only difference. They don't know everything. They have lying spirits operating upon them. Alright? Telling them stuff, telling them what to do. And he gave them power against unclean spirits. So hold on. So, you know when we mention things like Juju, Voodoo, Santa Maria, whatever practices they practice, Celtic Druids type of magic, Earth, Nature, whatever they call it. That's all unclean spirits, right? So the disciples said they were given power against unclean spirits. So them unclean spirits never had power over them. So what would a witch and warlock need to do? Give you the illusion that they're doing something that's affecting you. That's all they can do. Give you an illusion. They can walk past you 5 times a day. Still wouldn't mean anything. They've just been told to get up, walk here. See if he falls through it. Right? And they have phones, they have devices to know when you've arrived and when you've left. And they have these devices inside your household, outside your household, even within cameras. And they have a phone, demonic network. And that's how they're able to do all that. When I see that now, it's got to the point where sometimes I laugh at it. Because the deceived and the deceiver are his. Right? It doesn't work on someone that has a holy anointing. Right? and to cast them out. So we also have power to cast that rubbish out. Right? And to heal all manner of sickness and manner of disease. So the power was given here by Yahweh Shai. Right? So knowing that we have that power, that means someone is trying to deceive you. Someone is trying to work obia, witchcraft. Right? And people that try to work obia and witchcraft and judge, when you look at these people, from what I've seen, from my own experience, people that do judge and voodoo, you look at these people, their mental state ain't too well. People that like to practice them dark arts. Why? Because they're dealing with unclean spirits. So of course your mental state ain't gonna be too well. Because you're dealing with unclean spirits, man. Right? Now, once you if you get rid of them unclean spirits, then your mental state is going to be what? Much more whole. Right? This is heavy level stuff. I hope you're writing some of this down. Right? Excuse me just a minute. Mark 4. Right? And that's what they're doing in your churches. Why do you think they got you keep going to them churches? Because they're putting spells on you in them churches. Speaking in tongues. That's what the fuck is that? That's not speaking in tongues. You ever see when they go to the church and the pastor's got his hand on a man's head or a woman's head and she starts dropping to the ground? Bro, that's not no healing. You just put demons upon that woman. Right? Speaking in tongues. That's not real speaking in tongues. Speaking in tongues is you speaking in different languages. Right? So the Christian churches, they got it all wrong. Right? All wrong. Right? And you're going to have to they're shutting down them churches because guess what? We're exposing them lies. And your congregation, your pastor, right, it's not teaching you the truth. Right? They're prosperity preachers. Right? Come to church and the Lord will bless you. Right? He'll bless you from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When the scriptures actually teach you opposite. You're going to catch when you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. That's another reason why you may be getting gang stalked, because you're messing up a certain pastor's money. And now they're leaving the churches. Right? And there's certain people, they get upset. So even a pastor can hire a congregation to gang stalk you. There's so many different avenues to this. Right? Because they're working judge on their congregation. Right? So where was I? Go to Mark 4 and 22. Right? And the scribes which came down from Jerusalem said he had Beelzebub. They were trying to say Yahweh had a devil. And by the prince of devils casteth out devils. A devil can't cast out another devil. Right? That's yet to be seen. And he called Rem unto him and said unto Rem in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? That's true. So the Messiah said, how can Satan cast out Satan? He can't. Right? And if Satan be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. If a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And this is why this kingdom's going down. And this is why, you know, a lot of these people that sold out, this is why you're seeing a lot of things now. Gang stalking. I never knew about gang stalking, 2-3 years ago. I'm just learning about that now. So this is indicative of this scripture. And if a kingdom be divided against itself. So even a lot of these people that are part of hierarchies, they don't even like each other. They don't even like each other. Right? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. So that's just how we know this kingdom's not standing. Because it's divided. Yeah, you even got devils that are divided against each other. Right? And that's why I always say, stay out of the way. Right? The house of cards is falling. Stay out of the way. Right? These people are going to turn. Yeah, they were targeting you. They're going to turn on each other. Another tactic as well. Remember, they expect you to be... Remember, they set things up for each day, what you might be doing. So they've already got someone in place. Now, when you don't follow that particular pattern or go that particular place, then they end up turning on each other. Because remember, someone has paid them. Remember, these people have been paid to do what they're doing. So when you get out of the way, what's going to happen? These people are going to say, hold on a minute. This individual, he's minding his business. He's reading the scriptures. All the lies that were spoken about this individual, right? And the money, give us our money. You're a liar. So the house of cards is falling. These people are going to turn on each other. And this is why spiritual warfare is amping up. Yeah, there's a lot of money invested into this program. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Satan's house is divided. Look at the House of Parliament. That's a flipping shambles. The House of Commons, that's a shambles. Alright? You just got people laughing, yay, yay, yay. It's a flipping shambles. It's a circus show. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And why don't they talk about that in House of Commons? How come they don't talk about gang stalking in House of Commons? Because they're a part of it. They're a part of it. Your government are a part of it. Alright? And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. But who do you think, you know, when you have contractors and it may say Kenley or Croydon contractors, well, you have a governor of Croydon, right? So they don't contract unless the governor tells them to do it. Now, that's why they say follow the money, right? So this is spiritual warfare explained. You know what? That may even be the lesson, right? That may even be the lesson. But Lord willing, this was... I didn't think it would go this long. Lord willing, this was edifying, and you got what you needed to get out of this video, and it helped you. And Lord willing, it strengthens you. And until the next time, Shalom.